Okay, let's start our my presentation. The main motivation for this presentation, I think, is as follows. First of all, we know right now machine learning is a very hot topic. The foundation of machine learning should be probability, statistics, calculus, algebra, and definitely need programming. So probability is one of the foundation of the machine learning. That's why a lot of people would like to discuss probability and its application in machine learning. Another motivation to make this presentation is I took some courses provided by CSTU, very good ones. Usually, sometimes if we touch some mathematical concepts, a lot of my friends would confuse about that. What's the meaning? So for each lecturer or professor, they need some time to explain the background of this mathematical problem. So if we have a chance to systematically explain the topics found out in machine learning topics, that's really helpful. Also, Dr. Glenn mentioned during the interview, sometimes they also ask some probability questions. So in this presentation, I tried to cover all these topics. I prepared this presentation for spend a lot of time to prepare this presentation. I have different version to present it, but finally I choose the following way. I use some examples to explain the motivation why we introduce this mathematical definition. What's the theorem came from? What's the meaning of this one behind of this theorem? So I try to use some example to explain it. Definitely, if some kind of conclusion is very simple, I will try to use very precisely mathematical language to prove it. Otherwise, I just use the example to illustrate it so that everyone could fully understand it, hopefully. I believe all the materials, if presented by Caroline, that should be, results should be great. But for me, it's really tougher since my English is not good. Sometimes I cannot express myself clearly, but I will do my best. So that's the motivation of this presentation. Okay, go back to our topic. First of all, I would like to discuss the first problem. We talk about the probability in machine learning. What's the probability? Probability is the branch of mathematics concerning numerical descriptions of how likely an event is to occur, or how likely is that a proposition is true. The probability of an event is a number between 0 and 1. Usually 0 means impossible.
I think, can you share your screen?
Oh, it's shared or not?
It's a screen share. I can see the screen.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Can you see it? Yeah.
I can see your screen.
Yeah. Okay, that's great. So usually probability, it's the number between 0 and 1. 0 means impossible. 1 means certainty. So the higher the probability of an event, the more likely is that the event will occur. For example, when we do some machine learning modeling, we use softmax. That means, for example, we have 5 type of the flowers. We want to tell for given image whether it belongs to particular branch of the flower. We'll calculate some probability. So usually we choose the higher probability as the one we guess. So that's higher the probability of an event, the more likely it's that the event will occur. That's the our foundation for our machine learning modeling. A simple example is the tossing a coin. Usually the coin is a fire. That means 2 outcomes, heads and tail, are both equally possible. So the probability of heads equal to the probability of tails. And since no other outputs are possible, the probability of either heads or tails is 1 divided by 2, 1/2. So that's roughly is the probability. So when we talk about the probability, usually our real feeling is if we went to Reno, for the casino, we some gambling. Usually we'll care about how can we win the money. So we have this feeling, but behind this one, how can we describe the probability in mathematics? So here, we would like to talk about the probability. I give you some example, and then we try to explain some probability mathematical concepts behind this example. So when we talk about the probability, for example, we toss coins. Usually there are 3 important factors we should mention. The first one is the event. What's the event? If you toss coin 1 time, this is the event, 1 time. What's the outcomes? Outcome, if you toss the coin 1 time, the outcome is either head or tail. That's outcomes. And then based on this event, we should describe something we are interested in. This is called random variable. It's called the random variable to describe our interest. So, for example, a toss coin. Event is a toss coin 2 times. Let's use T represent tail and H represent head. So all the outcomes becomes head, 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 tail, tail, head, and the tail, tail. That's the 4 outcomes. Random variable. Based on these outcomes, you can define any kind of random variables. For example, we define total number of heads denoted by X. This is our random variable.